Okay, so now what we want, how we can add the menus. So for that particular specific thing, we have a few methods that we need to implement inside our Java code, and then of course we also need to add the menu resource within our resource file. I will just continue with that the same application and just try to add a few menus on over there. So what are those resources that we need to add? First of all, what we need to add that menu resource folder here. So I just right click on that particular my resource, and then I say that I want to add a Android resource directory, and then I change it, the resource type, to menu. Automatically it come to menu, and then I click OK, and if you look at that, it will add that particular menu resource directory within my resource folder. I can right click on that menu resource, and then I say that I want to add a menu resource file. So when I click on that, I say that our main underscore menu, main menu. I click OK, and then we have that particular specific. We can add certain items here. We can, but let me switch to that particular specific thing. The items I want here. So I can say that item, we can put the ID here, and again that ID is going inside my resource folder, r.id, and we can use those to implement our methodologies, the functionality behind the scene in our Java code. For example, I say that menu 01, and I say this thing, and we can also have the what you can say that the other properties that we need to mention. What are those? I always menu, there's a tooltip. Whenever we are hovering over there, it will give me the tooltip. But title, what we can say that whatever, I mean, I'm just giving open, and look at that. Now this red sign has gone. Why? Because title is necessary, we have to provide it. We can also say that we want to show it as an icon, so we can have icon, and we can tell something from our drawable resource folder. How we can add the icons? We can go into our drawable folder, right click over here, and then we say that we want to draw the vector assets. What are the vector assets? I will show you like this. They are more like, okay, what's going on? Okay, let me see. Right click on my drawable folder, and then I go into the vector assets. I can click on that particular specific click part. We can do whatever we want. We can also try to something open. We can what? Okay, like this, and it have that particular specific icon. We can change the colors. What? We can change the colors. Can we? We can change that particular specific value. I think this is value from 190. You can see something here, and I can change it to whatever we want. We can also have, remember in that particular specific color tool on the material design material.io, we can go there, select that particular number and put it here, and it will choose. For example, I just want to have, I like blue color, green color. Okay, we're fine. Okay, I just do that and choose it. It becomes. You can also have override. You want to change that specific dimensions. I don't want to. You can change it. For example, if I say that I want to make it 45 and 45, so it will change that particular specific dimensions as well. I say next. I can also change that particular color. It is not black now, so I can make it that green. And remember that we can't use the capital letters here. The resource files names recommendation that we know that in the beginning I told you that we can't have the capital letters. So it has created that particular one. So I can just say that green. So look at that, open green. So we have that particular specific, and then we also have show as action always. Look at that. Now it will show me the icon, and then we can add more things here. I can menu 02, and then I say that user, I need to have the other drawable here as well, so that we can have that vector asset. I go there and try to find the user verified. Okay, fine, whatever it is, I just say next, finish. We have that particular, I think it's going to have that black inside the name, but that's fine. User verified. Again, I'm saying that always, maybe after that I don't want to say always. Instead I say that if room, if there's a room, it will show me like that, otherwise it will show me this thing. Again, I need to change it to 3. Here I want to make it what, settings, and then I can add the drawable here, vector assets, go here, and then setting. Okay, we can use this one, and then instead of having that black, we can have a green. Next, finish. Oh, again we can select settings, application, we have that green. We can add more as well, as much as possible, of course we can, but definitely remember that you don't want to put a lot of things that becomes something like this. When you click on that particular specific 3 dot, it will give a long list. That's not a good idea. So, but of course we can apply, we can have few menu items here, so that we can, and then we can change it to the settings. From settings I will say that what else, options, and then I say that what, let me say that show as action, never, don't show this thing inside my, even we have the space, don't show me it. When I click on that particular, it will show me only the options here. I click on the option and then I can perform something. So this is my menu. Okay, I have created that particular specific resource file, and now what I need to do, I need to implement these two. On create option menu, it will create that particular specific option menu and assign into our application. And then if we want to have, whenever we are clicking, we are selecting those menus, what we want to do, all option menu selected, we can, what function we want to perform. So this will create the first method, on create option menu. It will create that particular specific option menu and show in my application. And then here in the second method, we are going to implement what we are function, or the functionality, or the action that we want to perform when we select that particular specific. Right now, of course, we are not doing anything meaningful. We are just showing a text message. That's just like that toast. Okay. So we need to implement these two methods inside our activity class. So we go into activity class. Let me close it down. So we need to override those methods. So we say that on menu, on option menu, sorry, on option menu, on create option menu. Okay, and now we need to create. And how we can create it? What else? How we create? Remember all those things. So we need what you said, a get menu inflator dot inflate, and then we have r dot menu dot main menu. When we create that particular menu resource folder, it will automatically create that menu class inside it, and then we have created that particular specific menu main_menu class file, so it will do that. And then we have this particular specific menu, get menu inflator and inflate. Let me run this application and see if it is working or not. It is showing me that particular specific. Look, of course right now it is not going to perform anything. We have settings over there, we also have the options over there. It does not, but it has created that particular menu. Simple line, get menu inflator. Just like we have inflated our application set content view, it's an inflator. It is a what you can say, it is a class which is taking all those definition of the GUI component and creating all those objects, setting all those properties and showing on the screen. That is an inflator which is inflating that GUI for me. Similarly, we also have the inflator for the menu. It inflate, it create that particular menu objects and showing them on the screen. Get menu inflator dot inflate, it means create all those things, show it on the screen. Fine. And now what we need to do, we need to implement that particular specific, the other method, which is on option. On option, okay, option menu item selected. And again, look at that, we have that particular specific item. And then we can get switch item dot get item ID. We have assigned IDs to each and every menu item, so we can do the case and then we can say that r.id.menu 1 and then we have a break and then I want to show the toast dot make test this message open menu, I suppose, in the beginning, in the first one. Open menu, user menu, settings menu and options menu. So I just try to open menu and then we say that toast dot short and dot show. I just try to copy paste this thing here and then I say that menu number 2 and then we have this one is the user menu, the menu number 3, menu number 3 and then menu number 3 is it is should be open, not OMPN. This one is the settings. Then we have this particular specific menu 4 and this one is the options menu. So if I just have that particular specific thing here, switch, what's happening over there? It's saying that it should return me something, so maybe we can return true, something like that. Return true. Okay, so we have these informations, that's fine. So let me run that particular application and see if it is working or not. So now if we click on the open menu, look, open menu, the user menu, and then when I click on the setting menu, it is showing me the setting menu, and then we can click on the options menu. Of course we can do some meaningful app functions here, but this is how you can show the menu over there. Clear? Simple. What we have done, we have created the menu resource file in which we have defined those menu options, menu items. We can have the title, which is necessary, which is the compulsory what you can say property here. If you don't define it here, it will show you the for example, if I just try to delete it here, you can see that this is menu item should specify the title, should specify the title. It is a must property. Okay, and then we also have the icon. You can, if you want to show an icon for that particular specific menu item, you want to show as an action, just like a menu, always, or always, if room, if there's a room it will show it, otherwise it will not show it, and never. It will always, you have to click on that particular 3 dots and it will show as a drop down menu, and then you can click on it. And once we have created that particular specific resource, menu resource, then we can go into our activity in which we want to show that particular specific thing, and then we have to implement these two methods: on create option menu and on options item selected. I have one question. For example, normally what happens? The menu for your application is going to be displayed in each and every activity which is present in that application. Yes or no?
Mostly,
Yeah, the same menu is present in all the activities of that particular specific application. But right now we are saying that we need to implement these two methods: on create option menu and on options item selected. If we have 3, 4, 5, 6 activities, then we have to implement the same method again and again, doing the same thing. Do you think it's a good idea?
Is there a global Java file that you can?
So we need to have something which is the parent class, in which we can implement that particular specific on create methods, and all the activities of that application should be the child of that particular specific activity in which we have. In this way, this particular same menu is going to be appear. So inheritance, we create an activity class which is in which we can implement all these two methods: on create option menu and on option selected item. And then all the activities which are present in my application, they will be the child of this activity in which we have implemented the menus. In this way, all the applications, all the activities within my application will have the same menu, and they are going to do the same function. And then whenever we want to go and change the functionality of those menu items, we can just go into one class and change it, and it will be automatically applicable on all the activities. So parent class and the child class behavior. So that is the end of our lecture today, as well as the menus. Any questions till now?
Where do you define that?
Do you want
The activity class?
activity class? So okay, so what we can do, actually we have implemented everything here. So what we can do, let me start a new folder, let me close it, close this project, and let me bring it up here, and then I start a new application. I say empty activity, and then I say this thing. I could say that menu class menu demo. Okay, I finish it. So now we have that particular specific class, and let me change that particular specific name or what, because now we don't need that particular specific content view. I don't want to go there. I don't need it. I need a class which is, maybe I can add a new activity. Okay, for example, I say that the empty activity, this is my main menu activity, and I don't want to generate that particular layout file because we don't need any layout. We're just going to implement a menu. Okay, so this is the main menu base activity, and then I click finish. So now I have that particular main menu base activity. Inside this particular specific activity, we are going to implement what? On options menu, on create options menu, and then we can say that get menu inflator dot inflate, and then we have r dot, we need to first create that particular source file. Let me okay, we need to copy paste, but okay, let me quickly create that one. We want to create the resource directory. I go into select the type menu, okay, and then I right click on that. I want to create a new menu resource file, this main underscore menu, I mean, we can give any name. It's not necessarily it should be main underscore menu, but I have given here. And then we can do go into the text file. I put that particular specific item, and then first of all we need to have that particular specific title, menu 01, and I'm just not going to do anything else. Okay. And then I also need to put the ID here, menu 01, and I'm just going to copy paste a few menu items here. Okay, and then we can say 2, this one is 2, this one is also, no, this one is 2, this one is 3, 3, 4 and 4. I'm just not doing anything, and now I can say that r dot menu dot main item, and then we can say that give the menu. Okay, and then I can also implement that particular on options menu item selected. It is already giving me the options item selected, whatever they return. So I can say that put what switch item dot get item ID, and then we say that case. We can say that r dot id dot menu break, and then we can have that particular toast dot make test this, and then we can say that message menu 01 toast short dot show, and we are going to use the same thing for all of them. I'm not going to change that menu 2, then we have the 3, then we have the, I'm not changing that particular specific message. Okay, but don't worry about definitely okay, well, let me do it. 2, 3, 4, fine. So we have implemented this thing. Now I go into the main activity, and instead of saying the extend the app compact activity, main activity base, fine.
Okay.
So now you can see that my menu is there, it's working. So now I can just go into my project, and then I can add a new activity. For example, I go into the file new, I need to add a new activity. I say empty activity 2, and instead of having fine, okay, fine, just click it there, it has created. Instead of again app compact, I say that main menu base activity, and let me have our function here in the main method. I on the click event, on that particular click event, I say that on clicked, I need to add that particular specific method here, and then I say that intent, I want intent is equal to new intent, and we say this, and then we have the main menu 2 activity dot class. It will actually calling the other activity, starting the other activity. Okay, so we can say that start activity, and then we say that intent, we're passing that particular specific intent on the click event of that text view, so that the other activity is being started. And you can see that it will, the other activity will have the same, the other activity has the same menu.
So it's just
Understand? So we created one activity class without any GUI design. Okay, and then we are implementing that particular option menu. We can change it here, it will automatically available in all the other activities.
Just as simple as changing the word after extends.
Yeah.
Cool.
Instead of having that particular activity from the app compact, we are just the activity that we have designed with the menu. We are all the activities are extending the same activity which we have designed. Eventually, they are the subclass of the app compact activity, but via this particular main base class. So that is the activity how we can have the same menus in all different activities. Okay, so let's stop our video for now.